today I am using this January 2020 inspiration from Page Maps. I'm going to be using this double page sketch, and I don't really follow the measurements on the photos, but I definitely follow the style. So the first thing that I decided to do is cut down my photos and try to line them up. I was looking for a grid style layout, and I thought that this sketch was perfect. Right now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the striped teal paper as a background or the word paper, and I do go with that striped teal as my background. These photos are from a trip to New Orleans, and I think that these colors are just perfect for New Orleans style photos. There's so much history and culture and all kinds of adventures that you can get into in New Orleans. And I feel like just the golds and the teals of this particular paper pad is perfect for the layout. I use that gold color on the right hand side just as the sketch follows. And I use walnut stain to distress all of the edges of my photos. Now I do go ahead and gut that teal paper, and once I mount this pattern paper on to the teal, I do use some washi tape to the back of the paper just to ensure that there is no gaps or it doesn't get stuck when I try to put it in and out of the album. Again, I'm not following the photo size in the sketch. I'm really just looking for that grid style layout. I knew that I only had the 3 photos just like the sketch called for on the right hand side, so I was looking for some type of card to go into the other space. And then I also decided that I needed a card on the left hand side. Now the left hand side does call for 4 photos, but I didn't have enough photos to make that work, so I decided to pull out this 3x4 card that says perfectly happy each and every day. And I feel like that is just a great sentiment, especially when you're on vacation, because you really are just happy when you're on vacation. This piece of paper, when you cut it down, it has that little tag that says enjoy the little things, which I thought was perfect. Now I do decide to put this card here, and it's going to stay for quite a while. I was going to add some journaling to that section, but it actually doesn't end up making it on the final layout. So I'm looking for something to go on the top here, and I found this strip of border, and I really liked the top and bottom. I didn't really like the saying that was in this border strip, but that gray I thought was perfect. So I went ahead and cut off the saying and then just use the top and bottom of it. Now here I am adhering them together because it makes it easier to line them up and make sure that they're straight, since they're such a small piece. They're less than 1 inch big, and I wanted to make sure that they were perfectly straight. So I just put a little tiny bit of adhesive on the strip and adhered them together. That way I could cut them and make sure that they were even. So I pull out this keys paper, and I think that this keys paper is perfect for this layout. I just think that it just goes with the New Orleans style really well. I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything down. I am really just trying to measure everything up and make sure that everything is the same size within that grid. So here you'll notice that I am using my T-square ruler to make sure that that's carved down. And then I have my photo that is still just a little bit too small, so I go ahead and trim off just another probably 1/4 inch to make sure that it fits perfectly. I did go ahead and trim down that key paper so that it would fit in that space there next to the photos. So this trip to New Orleans was my friend and her children went. I did not go with her, so I'm just scrapbooking her photos for her. But I have been to New Orleans before, and it's crazy because I didn't see any of these icons when I went to New Orleans. It is such a beautiful and great place to vacation, and obviously there's a lot to do there because, like I said, I didn't see any of these, and I really need to reach out to my friend and find out where these were, because I think that it would be an awesome trip to go on and see all of these fun things that she and the kids went and saw. I decided to go ahead and put a big yellow flower and then a ticket that says sweet, as well as a red heart and a gray heart, and then a little chipboard tag. Now over in the far left hand corner, I do see this red tab, and I decided to go ahead and lift up that gray paper so it would be underneath that gray paper. And unfortunately it was not staying, like the glue wouldn't keep it stayed down, and so most of the time I am holding it while I'm finishing up with those other clusters as well. So I decided to go ahead and add 2 gray hearts, a little red heart, and then a teal tag from Ellie Studios. And then I'm going to work on the cluster right here in the middle, and so you see it will form a triangle with those 3 clusters. I go ahead and add another ticket, and then I found these chipboard buttons that I really liked, and they have like script writing on them, and I just love the way that they look. So I went ahead and used some of my baker's twine in like a brown and white and adhered those down. What I do is I add a knot to the center, and then once I get it down, I go ahead and cut the baker's twine with the button down on the layout. That way I know exactly how long I want the twine to be. I do add a teal heart and the sticker there that says "so cool," and then I'm going to add that final button. So I usually tie 1 knot and then put it down and go ahead and tie a second. I changed out that little sticker up there at the top for the word love. I thought that was a better sticker up there, and then I do go ahead and add baker's twine to the top of that chipboard tag at the top left hand cluster. So that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.